And there he is. It's the notorious vagrant known as peepeepoopooman. I love the smile on his face in the right image. He really looks like he's having a good time being the peepeepoopooman.
A lot of people think these rituals are silly. I tend to disagree. Yeah, these are poop bags. Yeah, you poop in these things, believe it or not.
This user validation, vanity, forget it. This user Weasley little liar, dude. Bloodlust right now.
You know, I keep getting curious about that Canada country. I haven't been liking the vibes lately. They keep doing weird things up there. You guys, this is also the Canada stream. Look at this. I have ground summary news. I have ground news. Ground news, like, is really good. I recommend it. It shows that only the left and the center posted about this. It has 6 sources, even though it's short, but mandatory minimum for child sex abuse material. You know, CP, all that stuff, and lolicon is illegal in Canada, is unconstitutional. What? What? Look, Canada's already out here trying to, like, fucking ban the Bible. And this is what we get. Kinda gross. But I am a white, liberal woman. I am not allowed to judge other cultures, and I must always assume they are better than America. That's the law, correct? But we have a video from this Deadwing dork who seems to be missing an arm. That makes him disabled. That makes him a marginalized minority. Therefore, by the laws of how this white woman logic works, his opinion matters more than any other Canadian. But then, in another corner, because, you know, I do always pity for the poor immigrants in their lot, and one of them being Ian Jomha. This all started this thought experiment when he was complaining about bricks and home improvement for some reason. Ian Jomha is ready to take your job. It's too easy. You think you had a hard day at work today? Ian says, bullshit. You're not as good as him, probably.
Is that specific to Canada? I don't think so. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like what farmhouses have? Well, a lot of houses have.
Good, let's be Canada-centric, because after we're gonna let Ian spit some fire, then we'll check out Deadwing Dork's Canada video, and we'll see who's got better perspective. Alberta versus Toronto. This fucking unique fucking... He is a citizen of Canada. We don't fucking want him. He's theirs.
It's just ventilation. It's a vent that you put, and I think it's specifically for attic spaces. Is it via wind? It's powered by heat. Yeah. It's powered by heat. So they sit there and they fucking... I was gonna do like this, but this almost gives it a different mechanic. It doesn't do this. It does...
Stop!
Joe says, stop feeding the trolls. Brother, that is the second time you said that. The first time you said it was like 10 minutes ago.
Oh fuck, they're on the suspect list now.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm just describing my life. I think I've seen this guy's.
Beautiful new build inspection behind me. Let's see if it was a good idea to get a home inspection.
This guy looks scary, man. He looks like he should be a used car salesman. What
do you think a house flipper is? Just instead of a car, it's a house.
I feel like that's such a fucking easy job. Being a home inspector, you just have a lot of like surface level knowledge about what is wrong, but just getting paid a bunch of money to go and look at a house. Yeah, I'm just using my eyes and the water meter.
Home inspectors are the ones setting the fucking value. I think they do more than that. I think they look for... I'll give them some credit. This job I don't have, and neither does Ian. I think they look for, like, termites. Proof of where rodents could be, if the electrical is gonna kill you or not.
I could do that, dude. You're not impressing me. Okay? It seems like a lot of the things home inspectors do is just jangle shit around. Like, this isn't built very solid. Going up to the fridge, shaking it. What the fuck?
Because the sewer clean out here is all busted up. Yep, that's the sewer clean out.
Okay, that's fine. That's easily...
You would want to cover it to make sure it don't happen again, Ian, but yeah. Well, you go out and be a handyman. That's something you could always do, bro.
Fixed. You just put a I don't know, put a fucking solid cap on it, right? Who cares?
That light ain't working.
Well, you can do that, but you would
Hey, want to be cool with the Zoomers? They need that for the DoorDasher. It's good landscaping in this yard. I approve, though.
I would wiggle the fucking railing, because that's where I'm already putting my hand. So yeah, that wouldn't be random. It would be random, but it would be accurate. It would be like, this is a safety hazard. What the fuck? That's easy. See, I would do that.
Retaining wall. Got some damaged brick here, but I don't see any drainage. Usually I'll see a little drainage, maybe some PVC down low that helps the water from this side go to this side without putting too much pressure on this wall.
True.
And it looks like there's a little crack here.
Hey man, if you're not in a place that gets a whole lot of rain, I don't...
So, we've gone from being so woke that we think Supergirl is a good movie, and of course the usual, for whatever reason, commie belief that small businesses are bad, and then now we're just against home fucking improvement. You gotta have a shitty yard. Is it because he can't talk shit on this? Well, it's probably because he isn't listening to the video and is just being stupid. But like, wonder what their fucking home in Alberta looks like currently.
I think that drainage is
Christmas
terribly
lights
important
still
right there.
probably
I mean,
out.
it might deteriorate with time, but not a big deal.
They labeled this side of the panel.
But they didn't label this side, and that's a problem, because you don't want to switch this one.
Why out of all the videos do you need to criticize? Fine, go criticize shit in 90 Day Fiancé. You're so edgy and woke when you insult other people's cultures and tell them that they're liars when they fucking talk about how awesome America is. All that shit. Cool. Why out of all the videos in the world are you trying to be fucking act like you know shit? A home flipper fucking, a home inspector video. Why?
Off and have no idea where it goes. I mean, what do you mean? Just these ones right here? It's probably not connected to anything.
So there's some drainage going on at this wall.
Hey, listen. Just because a house doesn't have their electrical switches labeled doesn't mean it's not a good purchase, okay? I'm just saying that, like, it would be nice.
Oh, you know where there's a house where this type of thing doesn't matter? It's in Seattle, Washington. I hear that it's a great deal at like $250,000 after like $400,000 went into it. It'd be a fucking steal. Just don't worry if things aren't labeled, please.
But don't let that cloud your judgment. Like, the whole house just needs to get leveled because someone didn't write some shit in there. Sheldon Cooper is a home inspector? I like that. What did I tell you? Just wiggle everything.
Yeah, because it's so awesome when fucking water, I'm sorry to be the boomer right now, when water gets caught in that separation where it jingles and then it goes inside behind your tile and rots all that away. But home improvement Ian's here to tell us how be.
And nope. Better shut this off.
God damn it. This shit pisses me off. They're basically like...
Why? Why? It's fucking tile work, bro.
I get it. They're like torture testing the house. They're like, this shouldn't leak even the smallest amount in the most vulnerable corner. Yeah, just jam some fucking caulk in that.
Dang it. I think
Just fucking level the house. Just level it.
there's still some work to do around this bathtub.
It's all the polish. That's basically what happens with a lot of these home inspections, it feels like, is...
How shitty of a bathrooms has he had in his homes? This is just basic shit. Like I said, I'm no fucking candy person, construction person. I don't know how to work a power drill, but you don't want this shit loose and water running all over the fucking tile floor, do you? It's not good.
Like, they didn't add the polish. Like, you can patch that up. They just didn't want to. They're like, fuck this shit. Let the homeowner do it. It ain't that hard. Well, if they were lazy in one place, where else are they lazy? I mean, you gotta remember that people pick, like, people are smart. They pick and choose where they can get away with being lazy, right? Obviously, it's horrible, you know, if you're building a bridge that people are, you know, crossing, or if you're, you know, I don't know, any structural thing where the house is going to collapse. Water damage is a big issue. That's true. That's true. Valid. You're valid.
Can I get a valid for people that don't like water stains in their ceiling because there's a fucking leaking pipe up atop? Can I get a fucking validation for them? Woo!
This guy has a big pointer finger. Who gives a fuck? I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I've ever been in a house where there wasn't a crack in the fucking foundation. Maybe that's the wrong word to use, because maybe that is...
I'm so glad there's a fucking people's champion finally to fight against the HOA.
something different. But like, yeah, cracks fucking everywhere. Cracks in the garage, cracks, you know, wherever there's concrete, it's gonna fucking crack. It's a new build. That does suck.
Yeah, that's the point of the video, Ian. They're saying, hey, this is how much this cost and this is how much shortcuts.
As long as it's not structural. I couldn't tell you what's structural and what's not. Shaking it. Because that speaks. Okay, I get it now. There are things that you need to record as the TikTok home inspector, and the thing that you record are the things that regular people can understand. Sorry, the stinky penis isn't working. Good try, though. Good try. Excellent try.
Fucking critters to live here.
Yeah, it looks ugly. It needs some cock.
Look at this fucker smiling at himself because he said cock. Hope he fucking falls off a bridge.
You should clean up your mess underneath the client's bathtub. It's true, it's true. Don't put talkies.
I just want to know why he came into this video ready to hate the fucking inspector making content off a show and look who got scammed today. You know, just like Adam Carolla did. I need to know why Ian said I'm gonna be against this person today.
Don't leave your bag of talkies underneath the tub. It's so stupid. Oh, hello, wife.
Got birthday urge.
Oh god, she's bringing in plants. Next comes the 40 cats, Ian, because she can't get love from another human being or fucking push a child out of those shriveled fucking eggs. So guess what? It's almost time for the cats.
Oh, birthday herbs. Okay. That is tarragon.
Nope.
That is... It smells like a thing.
These are my herbs. My mom.
Also, it's Anissa's birthday.
Yeah, it's my birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, birthday to you.
Ruthie's broken. Is she trying to twerk at us? Go away.
I think they sing that at Disneyland.
My
Because they can't sing the regular happy birthday.
my mom took me to coffee and greenhouse for my birthday. And then tonight, Ian's taking me for hot pot and movie.
Hot pot and movie.
So, family stuff in the morning.
Wow, I remember when she said he was a poor loser because their first date was at the Cheesecake Factory. That sounds like a downgrade.
And then husband stuff at night.
Okay, so that was Ian's thoughts on his life right now. We'll save that one for next so no one gets recency bias. Now we'll speed him up, but deadwingdork put out a Canada video. And we gotta see who's out here making better content. Fucking millions of subscriber idubbbz TV. Where this Chad with fucking not even 200k, ain't no way he's beating idubbbz. Come on. He said Alberta versus Toronto. Never it was a citizen of the United States. We write history around here.
The worst thing I ever did was buy this shirt for this video. Well, many people said that it probably wasn't going to happen because the last Canada video was in October, but somehow...
You don't know Deadwing? Mike, time to fucking get educated. There's where the fireplace is.
Canada video has returned. Now,
He's wearing a Medicare hat. What else do you think 5 stars stands for?
as a Canadian, I would really like it if I didn't have to make another video talking about the downfall of my country, but... You know, fate just hasn't dealt me that hand. Fate's been dealing me quite some shit hands, actually, as a matter of fact. It's been an interesting time, you know, while a lot of people have been getting fucking
Shouldn't everything be going great for him because he is missing an arm? Doesn't that make him, like, just born victim? You could never be rude to him on the subway. Anybody who would, like, fucking push you to the ground wearing a scary mask, they're gonna get promoted on every fucking social thing. Looking at these people who fucking push people with one arm on the ground. I would think, though, there's sometimes things wrap around back to privilege. I don't know. I was just told the Great North is so much better than us. I don't know why he put boomers on the fucking thumbnail. The NPD or whatever is gonna fix it all.
Sick of the way things are around the world. Believe it or not, not everybody likes having immigrants who got here 5 minutes ago beheading people in their streets. But Canada is a much different country than those countries, and we are still in the depths of it. We are currently the only G7 country that is in a recession. Just technically a recession, though.
Elon has more money than all these people put together, than the whole country.
I think the best way to illustrate the general mood of things among young people who don't own homes in Canada would be this picture. For those that aren't in the know, this is a cookie they do every year at Tim Hortons, our big coffee chain. Tim Hortons decided to
Why are they copying the Jack in the Box logo?
basically get rid of every Canadian that worked there. So now instead of having a smiley face cookie, you know, you've got this. Perhaps another image to summarize the way things are in Canada would be this one. There's us. We're that ambulance right there. And we are just hanging by a thread, aren't we? We are just desperately hanging on by a thread. No injuries, though, so, you know, hey, it's not all bad. In similar news, here's a video of a guy wrapping his fucking bike around a light pole. Don't worry, serious but not life-threatening injuries were sustained by the driver. Yeah, you got, well, just right into him, and then the bike, it's just like dangling.
What fucking Native American goddamn burial ground was this road put on that resulted in this curse this day? This doesn't seem possible. I don't believe this.
Around that light post there. It's really, it's quite a trick shot. That's beautiful. That's like if driving had a three-pointer. I think I've been to this neighborhood now that I'm looking at this. I know that dentist. Oh, brother. B. Samuel Opoku, peepeepoopooman. Born in Ghana, but arrive in Canada because skilled point system. Fill bucket with liquefied human feces. Put on construction hard hat as disguise. Walk into a Toronto University library and
oh, come on, New York Post, that rag.
dump fences on a woman and child, and repeat at different university library. Do it to 5 more victims. People make change.org petition to free you because why not? Never face a trial because Canada. Sexually assault a bunch of women. And there he is. It's the notorious vagrant known as peepeepoopooman. I love the smile on his face in the right image. He really looks like he's having a good time being the peepeepoopooman.
He looks like Malcolm's friend who's in the wheelchair, but like adult. He's on some hard times.
But what I also really like is the middle image on the bottom, where it kind of looks like he's in the throes of trying to explain why he did this. Anyway, then they decided to make a movie about the peepeepoopooman, and they decided to make him a white guy for some reason. You know, here I thought that whitewashing people was a bad thing, but I guess when they're doing insane, ridiculous migrant crimes, the only real option is to make them a white guy, or else people might start asking too many questions. Don't ask questions, people. Just consume New World Order and get excited for next World Order.
I believe
Oh, so basically Canada is England. Got it.
the progress that
That's why they put the Queen and King in their police offices on the Trailer Park Boys.
we have made in the partnership sets us up well for the new world order.
You know that you found the war. No man on earth can make you fall.
We'll watch some of it. I don't want to watch the whole thing. I just want to titillate you guys.
Now, first of all, Deadwing says you got 5 hours of footage to edit down. That couldn't have been easy. Now, you think fucking Ian Stoic Chronicles had to clip this. He ain't editing shit. And he used to make videos. idubbbz TV, actually. What was I thinking going to Stoic Chronicles? We'll just go to the man, the myth, the legend's fucking channel himself. I cannot live in Canada. Okay. Let's do comparison, like for real.
I am a washing machine. If
Ian, he's one of the immigrants that came over.
you're watching this video and I'm a washing machine, that means everything went according to plan. I'm a washing machine now.
Ah, so quirky. You gonna sip on a Capri Sun and throw it in a fucking portal too?
Welcome back to a new video. Before we get started, I have a brand new looks maxing tactic that I want to share with you.
Remember, this is a video that's on his actual millions of subscriber channel. This isn't a Stoic Chronicles clip.
Guys, yeah, these are poop bags. Yeah, you poop in these things, believe it or not. I don't know if you guys remember the expanding foam, but that didn't really work out so well. A lot of people think these rituals are silly. I tend to disagree. These might sound a little bit loud. They're a little bit loud to me in person. I can't really hear anything. Holy fuck. I kind of look like Steiny right now. What the hell? That's a compliment, by the way. I kind of look like I got that Elon Musk on the yacht kind of build. I'm starting to feel confident and secure.
Ian, I feel like in the old content cops, we'd get to like the subject before this first minute. Why are you stuffing yourself? No, Hassan takes steroids.
The fitness competition. This is a physique.
So whose video is better, Deadwing or idubbbz, if we were to compare the first minute? That's not a serious question.
Okay, I've had enough of this charade. I'm sure many of you can tell, I recently moved to Canada, and I've been trying to assimilate into Canadian
Edmonton, good for you.
culture. A lot of people have been saying, no, keep your culture.
Oh boy, Undertale music. How relatable.
This is Canada. You don't have to change your entire identity to live here. But to that I say, bullshit. I come from America.
Drink a Labatt Blue, bitch, you won't.
The land of assimilation. I'm doing all I can to prove that I am a patriot.
Here, our country's just all white people, so Canada is way more diverse if we compare with that meme.
Patriotic Canadian lad. I've opened up a Scotiabank account. I only buy things that give me Scene Plus points. I'm well aware that Tim Hortons has gone down in quality over the years, and that is an opinion based on my...
Okay. Ian and Deadwing are even on Tim Hortons' opinions.
My own experience. I also feel that the immigrant community is the backbone of Canada. It's what makes Canada great, and that does include...
Oh, so you're saying he was a liar?
Include myself. I am an immigrant. No, my last name is not relevant. Do not bring it up. As far as you know, my last name is Cunningham. Now, it's been...
Aha, because you guys know we're also racist and we hate foreigners. Ha, fun joke. Oh my god, Ian Stitches. Ah.
Tough to cosplay as a Canadian without anyone getting suspicious. I've adopted some words. I can code switch a little bit. I'll say, oh boy, bud. Me and my buds go over...
Oh, you're so empathetic and diverse by doing, like, the stereotype that was played out with fucking South Park. Whoa.
To the No Frills and make sandwiches over at the No Frills. Oh, you've never been to Bulk Barn, bud.
Yeah, this is exactly what Deadwing just sounded like, bro.
Oh, yeah. Hockey. Oh, Beaver Tails, Moose Tracks, Rocky Road, the NDP, the UCP. Oh, yeah, when I was younger, I'd watch Tupi and Binu.
He knows references. Whoa. I wonder if he'll say Justin Trudeau.
I love... Why did...
Millions of subscriber channel. Deadwing's out here with 100K something. Like I said, putting out a video essay. Honestly, better than a shoe on head video I've seen fucking lately. And this is what we have over here. The immigrants in Canada are trash. I hate to say it. I think that's what we're getting proven.
That end up sounding like I'm Chicano. You know they made Tubi and Binu in Quebec? Yeah, I don't like the Quebecois, but I'm gonna be honest.
No worries. No one's ever gonna ask you to repeat your bit in French.
They're pretty good at making...
And I fucking love XQC now. I'm a fucking simp. You all leave him alone.
Making cartoons. Obviously, I do a pretty good job, but nobody's perfect. And that is why today we're going to browse the web and see if we can't find some inspiration. Canadians apologize 2 to 3 times more than Americans and Brits. Is our apology culture a superpower or just who we are? Fuck.
I find it endearing because it's more of a can we just not have beef and go on with our day type attitude. Burger Andy, that you?
You, Canada.
This is a good one. This is one I need to work on because when I get in someone's way in a grocery store and they say sorry, my response.
I am so fucking. We were just hating on Canada, but now I just feel so fucking sorry indeed. I feel bad that this video exists. I've never felt as terrible for Canada as I fucking do right now. This fucking foreigner coming in and destroying the culture and upsetting me, the white woman. This is just all sorts of bad.
Has been no problem or no worries or something like that. And I gotta be honest, it's kind of a dick move because everyone says sorry to me even when it's not their fault. They'll still say sorry.
So we got the averages of 2023 to 2025 for happiness amongst youth. The top 10 countries versus Canada.
Who the fuck in their teen years is gonna fill out a survey and say, I'm completely fucking happy with my life and appreciate everything I have? No one ever.
And you can see Serbia, apparently the youth are doing really well there. Costa Rica. Israel, I'm not gonna make any comments about Israel and the state of other countries in comparison to them. But anyways, which is great for us. You know, we're a couple numbers off from 6-7, so hopefully we can, you know, improve to such an extent in the next coming years. Now, that is just the happiness figures among youth. If you factor in the elderly people.
Don't forget, last we talked about Canada on Sunday school. They're like, in all seriousness, someone's trying to pass a bill that'll outlaw the Bible.
In reality, it is a bill that religious leaders from various faith communities say could, open quotes, say could lead to hate-related charges against believers, empowers ideologically driven police officers and judges to target for the first time the very word of God on matters of life, family, and faith. And this is unbelievable. If someone says, hey, I think all gays need to be put against a wall because I think the Bible tells me so, it's not the...
Oh, I mean, Iran's all about that.
Problem, yeah, that is illegal because they are pushing for violence. So the government should get involved. Absolutely. But if someone is quoting the Bible because they believe something, as long as there is no direct push for violence, it's free speech. It's free speech also because a lot of these people say obscene things against white people, against Christians. It happens all the time. Why aren't they being... Why isn't there a hate speech bill about that?
Look, it's not law-abiding citizens. If that were the case, there's a lot of white men should be holding a lot of white men accountable. I think for the community to maybe educate their population, because I think what you're seeing here is they're secondary victims in this.
Well, Tim Waltz told me only white men are criminals, and they all need locked up. No Somalians done nothing ever. They don't commit crimes.
Oh, hate speech. It's speech you hate. That's what it is. We must prepare for the battle ahead. Yeah, oh my gosh, I would not want to live in Canada right now, let me tell you that much. CLC Director of Political Operations Jacques Van Elke noted Bill C9 must be stopped in its track. Good luck with that. And most senators were appointed by former OK. The battle to defend religious freedom in Canada has now moved to the Senate, which unfortunately Justin Trudeau has spent the past decade stacking with anti-Christian bigots. I'm confused. Like Christopher Wells, a radical LGBT activist who is suspect would relish the opportunity to criminalize parts of the Bible as hate speech. This is unbelievable.
And, you know, Christians aren't allowed to quote it anymore because it's hate speech. We can't outlaw the Quran. That'd also be hate speech. So that evil Bible needs to go. And how else you gonna learn about Jonah and the whale otherwise? You won't understand. If they'll come for your Bibles, then they'll come for your fucking VeggieTales. You best be sure. And then they'll come for the original season of Pokemon because there's a dove in there.
People. Well, then we're just a couple points behind the US at number 25. Oh, look at that. Israel's number 8 again. That's great. All these like fucking DLC countries that are doing better than us too. It's like, where does Luxembourg get off fucking being better than Canada? Eat shit, Luxembourg. Does Luxembourg put its elbows up? I didn't fucking think so, okay? Now we have an interesting graph here regarding the most important factors when deciding to vote. You can see that among people over
Dealing with Donald Trump, good fucking luck.
60, dealing with Donald Trump is the far and away the most important thing to them. I think it's notable as you look at this chart here which things are the least important to the boomers, which appears to be making Canada a better place to live and making housing more affordable. It's really just a joke of a situation. I mean, the people that are responsible for Canada being this way are the 60 and overs, who are by far the most well-off. They have their house, they have their other house, they probably run some small business where they employ exclusively migrants to save a couple bucks. They live in nice areas where they don't have to worry about the consequences of such actions. And of course, they watch the TV news, so
The same, though, can be said for, like, all the fucking governors and mayors that'll sit there and tell the fucking news, "Hey guys, our city's safe and nothing bad ever happens," says the mayor of Seattle. And at some point, even the fucking people that live there are like, "Wait a minute. You're not fucking here. You live in a gated community. The fuck you know about crime in the city, bitch?"
they get the whole story. So they're all just like knee-jerk reactionaries worried about what Donald Trump is gonna do. Guess what? Donald Trump is probably gonna shit himself and take a Metamucil. That's probably what he's gonna fucking do. As a Canadian,
That's what I've been fucking saying.
I am so unbelievably sick of Donald Trump. I don't particularly fucking like the guy. He sold out all of his voter base to Israel. But as a Canadian, I'm just so fucking sick of having to be worried about what Trump's gonna do. Donald J. Trump is the leftist's greatest ally. If you want to be a shit lib and ruin everything for everyone around you, all you gotta do is go, "Well, we wouldn't want to be like Orange Man," and a bunch of stupid fucking people will start
Yeah, it's almost like it's because fear-mongering is really the only fucking card left to play when it comes down to it in any fucking discussion, because you wouldn't want to talk about the economy or supply or demand, God fucking forbid.
clapping like seals. The phrase controlled opposition comes to mind. Every other country in the world just has to be in this pathetic fucking reaction position where we can't do anything on our own, we just have to wait and see what Trump does to us. For the first time in history, the average male Canadian senior now makes more than the average young Canadian man. The average Canadian man between 25 to 34 earned an average of $61,200 in 2023, while the average Canadian man 65 and over made $61,600. This is despite
Wonder if Deadwing has any fucking Dans in his audience. It's like, you didn't make a video about a retard or Andy Ditch, how dare you?
many of the older generation being retired, according to new research conducted by Mike Moffat. Young men have not received a raise in about 25 years. You know, I heard somewhere, and don't quote me on this, but I heard somewhere that the greatest generation referred to the boomers as the me generation. And now I understand it. This is truly the most entitled and self-centered generation of people that have ever existed. They essentially seem to want pats on the back a lot of the time for doing the bare minimum to fucking raise their children or whatever. And then they voted for a bunch of shit that was just exclusively a good thing temporarily at the time for them.
I mean, in the boomers to age over 60, we're talking Gen X. I really do think they're a bunch of fucking spoiled ass brats. I think when we were all told that our generation's lazy, one, half the lazy bitches that we all know at work are a result of those fucking parents that never told them what a job is and what's expected of you on the fucking hour, right? So, and it's like, they love their fucking participation ribbons. I think it is that age group. We can't fucking trust them as a voting bloc. They'll vote a party one day because someone looked cool with a motherfucking saxophone on Arsenio Hall. Then the next day they're like, the guy that was reading a book during 9/11. I know that last name from the Reagan years. Those fuckers. Don't trust them. Eminem said, put them on trial for making us stupid.
So that they could get their nice house, and they could get their nice car, and all of their friends could get nice places to live. And then, you know, their kids could foot the bill. It'd be great if the boomers were more honest about this, if they were willing to just say, yeah, fuck you, we got what we wanted, everything's fine for us. But instead it's always accompanied with this ridiculous mindset of, you just need to work harder. I worked back in the day. Why aren't you working? You must be lazy with all your labubu's and Dubai chocolates. Now,
yeah, why aren't you working, Deadwing, to earn those labubu's? The fuck's wrong with you? What? This? You could bag groceries. Actually, you could hold more groceries on that fucking hook and it doesn't hurt any fucking muscles. You'd be the best bagger in the fucking business. This arm might get fucking pumped, though. I don't know.
I mean, there's a lot of Zoomers and whatnot that are entitled lazy shits, but certainly not everybody. A lot of people are doing everything they can to get by and are still trapped in hell world.
I'm doing this. Why? Why? Because I want to.
Why does elderly boomer grandpa do anything? Just because he wants to. Fuck.
Honestly, though, if we want to get psychologically into it, I think it's because this is also the generation that you know, WWE t-shirts got banned at my school. Pokemon got banned for a while because the religious parents weren't cool with all this evolution shit being talked about. Like, this was the generation of, we can't explain things to our motherfucking kids. That's too much effort. Sex ed in school was a big deal when I was growing up. Joke's on them, they don't teach us what sex is. They just teach us about periods and fucking hormones and shit and puberty. They don't actually tell you what fucking putting a penis in a vagina is. So, like, now everyone's learning about sex from porn. These people really didn't do much. And then autism became a thing, and if they had an autistic kid, you know, then it's like, oh, my kid has autism. I don't know what this means or what to do, but they're special. Then you got some entitled people there. It's just, I think this is why they care so much about Trump and the politics and shit, is because they are lacking something. They know they fucked up his parents, a lot of them. So they think if they save the immigrants are their kids now, or this and that, whatever, it's gonna redeem them.
You. Fuck you, youngster.
You understand it?
Please don't touch me.
You understand it?
Almost everybody at this fucking... Look at this geriatric over here. Almost everybody at this fucking thing is like 150 years old. I agree 100% with Mark J. Carney's budget. We'll read it when released, but I have 100% confidence in the Liberals at this time because the Liberals are the only party with the temperament and qualifications to lead Canada forward successfully. Never the circus party of Canada. This is the kind of man who believes everything the government tells him because why would the government lie?
Man, it's true in every country, ain't it? Politics is fucking Hollywood for ugly people.
You ever just see somebody and be like, man, I sure hope this is a bot. I certainly hope this is just a Chinese AI bot meant to disgruntle us and destabilize the conversation.
The king is fine. I won't smite you right now. Who is this plug? Millions of voters say it's time for Pyrie Polivri to lead the country. I don't even know who this fella is, but I can tell you one thing. Having a picture of Big Ben in the background is not a good look if you want to lead Canada. I mean...
At least that commentary took more than 2 brain cells and we weren't talking about fucking home construction.
Put something like the CN Tower in the background, man. That's pretty good, huh? I know the CN Tower. I saw it in that one movie. Nirvana the book, the movie, the show, the movie, the show, the movie, the show. In 2002, a Canadian sniper named Rob Furlong set the world record for the longest confirmed kill in military history. What? That's not very Canadian. To brag about how you got a long kill? That's more of an American.
Man, I do think it's gotta suck. I respect the troops because I respect everyone that does things I can't do because I'm lazy. To be a Canadian or a fucking English, French soldier and you're kind of into the military shit and you just fucking people like idubbbz just writing you the fuck off like they don't even believe there is a military in those countries. No one deserves this fucking treatment.
Thing. Yeah, it was the longest kill ever. I doubt it. I don't think the I Love Canada page should be bragging for someone about their kills. I wouldn't call that quiet.
No army ever. Fuck that. No one should ever be an authority with guns. He's into prison abolition.
Excellence. I would say that is an appropriate level of quiet for your activity of killing. You might be interested to know that he's not only known for doing a long kill, he's also known for urinating on a fellow police officer and getting subsequently fired for it. So if you think the disrespect for your fellow human is only happening when they're in Afghanistan, trust me, they come back home. They come back home and they wreak havoc in their own special way. The current record is held by an Alberta man.
I will say a lot of, you know, my empathy for the Middle East and a lot of people living in that war-torn area, as well as, like, my hatred of religious indoctrination, comes from listening to veterans at school. And the way they talked about it, they're handing out food and stuff like it's a day they get excited for when they're not worn and not blowing stuff up to, like, give food to people that need it and shit. And like these people just, kids trained to tell them to fuck off and die and screaming all this horrible shit. And it's like, it's bothering, but you can't be bothered by it because they're all indoctrinated with that. And like they did just blow up a whole bunch of stuff, so they are the enemy. Like, this is how it is.
Awesome, dude. That makes me feel safe in my province of Alberta. Hopefully he's able to snipe one of the rats that are trying to cross the province. I'm full of...
You giving yourself up, bro? This is self-harm. We gotta report this channel.
Canadian facts, and I think you guys don't give me enough credit. Alberta has been rat-free since 2003. Fun fact.
Okay, just remember...
Excuse me? I mean, when we see Alberta has been rat-free, and then you put lie over it, it's because I'm thinking you're the rat. Now, I know the joke and the funny isn't funny when you explain it, but I'm trying to explain it to Ian, you see. This is beautiful.
Fun fact.
Okay, just remember to sign that petition for Alberta independence. And if I have to, I'll join the air.
Oh, this is the evil alt-right of Canada is... Yeah, watching Deadwing's videos seem like there's no reason anybody would want to leave. Now I'm like on these people's sides, even though they're the boomers that were being complained about, but... Why would they want to live in the fucking mess they made? That's asking a lot.
Air Force, the Alberta Air Force. Woo! Come on, let's go. Alberta for the win.
Okay, I'm going to ignore that he said for the win. Now, I've seen a lot of videos like this recently about people just being excited and proud of the province that they live in. And it seems like Alberta seems to be the province that people are the most excited about. Yes, this place is freaking awesome. Look, there's even...
It's probably for the same reason that Texas is a hot deal in America, even though it's built up as this evil conservative utopia, because the taxes ain't high there and there's business.
Even one here that says, I'll join the Alberta Army. So people are willing to die for Alberta. That's pride.
Okay. Ian, you're from America. What do we do at school? In most school systems, now mind you, I'm from Indiana, but I pledge allegiance to the flag, United States of America, from the republic from which it stands. Like, you're basically selling your fucking soul every day with that one. I'm kind of against it because, you know, people died for the right not to do that. Freedom of speech and whatnot. What the fuck? Why are you being disrespectful? And it's like, but then like you said, then they'll turn around and be like, look at these countries where these kids say the Pledge of Allegiance to the Supreme Leader. We do that. The Republic.
Canada, our home. We called all 48 chiefs. We asked them to come to a conference in Ponoka that we had organized, and none of them showed up. I took a whole day. I sat there from 9 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the afternoon waiting for them to come. We never had a chief show up. Did we do our due diligence on consultation?
Holy crap. Wait a minute. These guys are just proud Albertans, and the disrespectful indigenous just didn't show up? What the hell? That is so disrespectful to this bald ham sandwich. What the fuck? You poor thing. Oh, this page is called Canada Vibes. Okay, this is way more my speed.
How many people...
So, the video that we watched from Stoic Chronicles a while back, it was basically Ian doesn't like opinions that aren't his. How dare anybody? He just straight up saying, I can't handle anything deep that takes thought. He's a Big Bang Theory watcher, remember? Like, this is AI fucking slop bullshit.
Think Canada is a beautiful, peaceful place in the world. What do you think about it? Tell us your valuable opinions.
Holy shit, she's hot in from the military and Canadian military, so she's gentle and polite.
Tell us your valuable opinions.
Bro! This is a video on your million-subscriber channel. Why are you being offensive? Now I know Canadians white. How offensive can you be? But like, it's just the most stereotypical fucking garbage. Chimptopia, that piece of shit wouldn't make these jokes. What is wrong with you? Deadwing's just out here saying his fucking opinions and knowing that people are gonna have a fucking response to it and be like, this is racist, don't you know Canada's actually the most evil because white privilege and shit. Then we got Ian idubbbz Jomha over here, just fucking stereotyping the fuck out of a whole country that's now his home. He's the most disrespectful fucking immigrant of them all. We'll compare him to peepeepoopooman, what the fuck?
Is essential for our decisions.
Oh shit, the Canadian Armed Forces.
Oh god, watch out, it won't be long before fucking Anissa's fucking hitting the train over to Toronto and fucking leaving Ian for fucking Deadwing's clout.
Operates the Canada Vibes page? I didn't freaking know that. Thank you for controlling the military. I hope my son isn't sent into battle and dies. Hopefully not. Also,
ha 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 ha, Mr. Empathy. Empathy. You know, those parents of military kids. The kids are 18, they're not kids. I know we want them to be infantilized and fucking under the age 25, but like, their choice to join the military, maybe the parents are against that. But what can you do? Like, they're not the ones enlisting. They're not part of this. Why are you mocking them? My pearls are fucking clutch. This is not Stoic Chronicles reminder. This is the worst. Oh my god. Anyone else feel disgusted? I don't know if I'm just extra sensitive tonight, but this is not a good video. I'm just liking this shit. I think Deadwing won.
proud of the 2,400 meter shot. Great training, most likely. Or natural talent. We'll see. We'll see what they respond with.
Canada is in a controlled demolition.
Deadwing was the least racist.
Wow. You know, our masters want, we're no longer nation.
French Canadians are minorities, right? France is like the #1 language in Canada. They're equal to English, so therefore minority. I did the liberal gymnastics. Because, what, are we gonna start profiling who's French Canadian and who's regular Canadian? That's fucking racist. So they're a minority. So, Nazi Ian's at it again, fuck with his swastika sword.
Building were nation destruction. It's literally the communist handbook. You have to get God out of the picture first, and that's the first thing.
Yes, they're trying to get rid of the Bible. This isn't a joke. I think Metatron is more fucking able to handle the subject than Ian, but this isn't a joke. And like I said, that ain't good for atheists. That ain't good for any freedom of speech. That is good for no one, no matter what you feel about the fairy tales.
They did.
Now I'm starting to learn things. It's a demolition derby. Maybe it's in a free fall. Maybe the Canadian dollar is in free fall.
Premier Smith is a separatist. She's a fascist.
Okay, now this is the good-natured stuff that I am familiar with. One day
Canada, you need to appease Ian. Don't give him no fucking negativity, please.
Canada will take over the world, and then you'll all be sorry. It's a bit of Canadian humor. Trending. Vancouver whale sightings are exploding, and expert says it's the new normal. What I'm learning so far is that Alberta is like the most hype province in Canada, and then whales are exploding off the coast. Oh, the Canada anthem. I actually haven't.
That's the most fucking effort. You just heard the Canadian anthem. Bro, you're fucking a loser, because actually at most fucking sporting events, especially in the Midwest, because we border Canada, they do the national anthem and then they'll do the Canadian anthem because there's always a whole bunch of Canadian sports fans, you know? Like, Ian's clearly never been to a fucking basketball or a fucking hockey game. Especially at hockey games. Half those players are Canadian.
Memorize this yet, but I think I'm gonna have to memorize it to get access to the higher tier of citizenship, like the one that allows me to do all the things. True patriot love. It's a little gay.
This is said not a clip from his stream. He's literally, let me look at this boring fucking fluff stupid post and say Canada is a polite, wonderful place because it fits my narrative. He's stereotyping. He's broad brushing. This user is the fucking hypocrite.
True patriot love.
I am bloodlusted right now.
That's right. We're going to make Canada great again.
Dude, that's exactly what I thought was missing when I arrived here. Where the fuck are all the old white dudes who have forward-leaning posture?
Oh, he got you, Trump supporters.
You're out of touch. And I wish you were out of time, but unfortunately you're still here hanging on. Now it's important to keep in mind that Pierre Poilievre and the Conservative Party of Canada are no better than the Liberals. Stephen Harper's Conservative government from...
I think I learned this from Deadwing, because I don't know shit about actually, like, European-type parliamentary politics, to be honest, but it just seems like it's like elimination round, and you're down to 2 parties anyways. But it seems like in Canada, each party, like, represents, like, one thing. They got, like, one platform, and you can't get a majority to be down with one platform, so it just turns to Republican and Democrat fucking anyway, because all the other groups are, like, religious weirdos and stuff.
15 years ago is part of the reason why we have such an immigration crisis today. They opened the fucking door. The Liberal Party just acted as the greeter. So let's take a moment to make fun of some of the conservative politicians that we have in this country. Just in, Erin O'Toole will be working for Liberal PM Mark Carney as an advisor on the Committee on Canada-US Relations. Erin O'Toole is the former leader...
Why don't our politicians have a weird image stock fucking white background pictures of them?
...of the Conservative Party of Canada. Here he is responding to somebody named Gagging Deep Dick. And yeah, that is a man named Aaron. E-R-I-N. Not A-A-R-O-N, as a man named Aaron would be usually spelled. Aaron, as in the woman's name. Every time I ever heard of this guy, I thought it was just a woman. But no, it's some fat, ridiculous old white guy who probably likes to watch his wife get fucked by black guys. Keep on gagging that deep dick, Aaron.
Had a great day yesterday.
Oh, I had a great day.
I would like to begin by recognizing that we're meeting on the never-surrendered homeland of the Anishinaabe Algonquin Nation, a land of spirit and...
There's the fairy you spare. He's here. It's almost... This is just what I imagine Deadwing looks like in his brain when he looks at this stuff. So, like, this bear, he doesn't need no fucking VTuber model or moving PNG.
Purity of healing plants and sacred waters.
Now, in the last Canada video, we didn't spend too much time talking about native shit in Canada, but this Canada video is going to focus on that a little bit more, because, and there's really no nice way to put this,
Oh, can we please talk about how they added more letters to the LGBT, because sex orientation and gender surely have everything to do with missing Indigenous people.
They provided $0 to deal with the ongoing genocide of MMIW G2S LGBTQIA+. This is abhorrent. This is callous.
So fucking sick of acknowledging this shit. I am fucking sick of the land acknowledgements. Guess what? You lost. You lost. Like 200 fucking years ago. Get over it. Haven't you ever played Civilization? That's the way it fucking goes. You guys lost.
How fucking brave.
And now we constantly have to make acknowledgements about the fact that we're real sorry about it. No serious country would ever do that in a million years. But we're not a serious country. We're Canada. We are the...
I fucking part Sioux. I'm not happy with what they did not learning more about Native American history. Like, most of us with native blood, I gotta be honest, I think our ancestors are fucking spitting upon us. Since when the fuck... All natives, since when do we cry for losers? Our ancestors fucking wouldn't. They genocided those motherfuckers before any white people ever got here. They always were fighting each other. The British got over here, and what we learned was the Sioux needed a fucking armed guard to help fight the fucking Cherokee or whoever that was already down with the French. The French were already here. And some natives preferred the French, but then they hook up with the British when it was convenient. They were players in the game.
A butt of jokes for the world. It used to be Sweden. It used to be fucking Sweden. 10 years ago it was Sweden. Now it's Canada. Now I get to live in the country that everybody else makes fun of. It's great. I love it. The only way I cope is by making videos also making fun of this.
You can come down 3 hours into Grand Rapids. Ice has never been here. He can do it.
Fucking shit. The fact that conservatives in Canada are also okay with this ridiculous nonsense land acknowledgement shit.
Ice would never pick up a Canadian white dude who's missing an arm. No one would want to... That footage would be fucking used. He could be victim number 1 on MSNBC if he's out here fighting deportation. He just needs an underground railroad over here.
Shit. is just, oh look, is that a Star of David down there? That's interesting. Canadian Senate's Human Rights Committee votes 7-1 to criminalize Indian residential.
He can't keep saying these things or it'll never work though. He can't get to America.
Controversial academic Francis Widdowson arrested and fined for trespassing.
I mean, like you said, I use, when it comes to news and information, I use critical thinking and detective skills to ask, what news isn't here, right? Now, I think we can determine that those boats, the drug boats that have blown up, the bigger concern is if whales do get addicted to cocaine. If there was any innocent fishermen that were doing nothing wrong and minding their business, you don't think MSNBC wouldn't be running that fucking story, continuously showing pictures of their crying parents? Because that's what they do for views and ratings and to get your sympathy on their side. That's the no fucking brainer take. They're not doing that and they're not talking about that drama anymore because clearly those were drug dealers trying to move a whole bunch of cocaine. Now, I'm sorry, since when do we cry for drug dealers? It's the game. It's get rich or die fucking trying. And something about, instead of worrying about fucking a drive-by shooting and just getting missiled in the middle of the fucking ocean selling your fucking poison, that's pretty fucking based, actually. Fuck 'em.
At University of Lethbridge. Frances Widdowson currently arguing in court that university breached her charter freedoms. An academic known for her controversial views on Canada's residential school system.
My point is, I also didn't believe the fucking QAnon shit, because the Democrats are eating all these babies. There'd be a few more Amber Alerts going off on our phone, I'd fucking think.
Was arrested for trespassing at the University of Lethbridge over the weekend. Lethbridge police say Frances Widdowson, a former Mount Royal University professor, was transported off the property and issued a trespassing ticket of $600. Widdowson said she believed the trespass notice was illegitimate in terms of its character, so she visited anyway. When security came, Widdowson
Oh, so this was Canadian Nick Shirley. They didn't put up with her.
Was sitting in a cafeteria and said she told the guards she wasn't going to be going anywhere. Police arrived, and she said she was put in handcuffs and dragged out to a police vehicle. Now, I've heard conflicting reports about the situation, that she was in fact invited to talk at the university. Don't know if that's true, but we do have the video here. Unfortunately, it appears to have a Rebel News watermark, so I mean, I don't know. I suppose they could have AI fabricated this entire event. It's possible. But probably not. You know, probably not. Before I even start the video, I'm just noting this little interesting man doing like a sachet through the bushes. It kind of looks like that time George Costanza jumped over a puddle and those kids called him a Mary. And you can see that they're hauling her out by all of her limbs. I don't really believe that this, like, 87-year-old school teacher is necessarily going to require that kind of...
Well, I didn't believe that you could fucking go to a call about stolen Lego with guns a fucking blazing like you're ready to shoot a grizzly bear, but I was wrong on that count.
Manhandling and force, but, who knows, maybe she had a ceremonial knife on her and she could have caused some damage. You know, the phrase humiliation ritual gets thrown around a lot for, I don't know, a new Joker movie or whatever, but I think this qualifies as, like, legitimately a humiliation ritual.
As long as the grass grows and the river flows, you fuckers are stuck here with us.
This is not somebody who wants a discussion. This is somebody who wants TikTok views. I feel sorry for this guy. He doesn't even live in Alberta. He lives on Vancouver Island. People want rage and people want hate.
This guy doesn't want rage or hate. He just wants...
Yes, because shout out to the people who are, like, just calling out the rage baiters and the fucking dividers.
To be a proud Albertan. He's looking like a Lethbridge kind of guy. I think he should start looking for Lethbridge
That sounds like a Canadian reference that Ian said stupid.
Independence. He's sick of Ottawa's bullshit as well. Ottawa's just been fucking over everyone on the planet. At the risk of sounding a little bit
They are pro-CP, it's
politically
true.
incorrect. Fuck Ottawa. They're responsible for pretty much all the bullshit going on in the world right now. Ottawa? Why I Ottawa? Why I oughta whip your ass, more like. Put that on a t-shirt. Oh, why I oughta become independent. Alberta, parentheses.
What has the Crown actually done for First Nations people?
Oh shit. Okay, so this guy's coming from the perspective that if we become Alberta independent, then we're gonna help First Nations.
I think this topic is too advanced for you, bro. I think this is some heavy lifting.
Nations people. Okay, we should write up some documents and like a plan for all of the like territory and land and benefits that First Nations people are gonna get.
Indian living in Canada starts fire in the middle of his living room to celebrate some foreign tradition. Fire codes in Canada do not apply to his caste.
इंडिया में तो डिफरेंट होता है पर कनाडा में हवन करना इट्स कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट. यहाँ पे आपको ऑप्शंस बहुत कम मिलते हैं. I started with buying flowers for
When he fucking Randy fucking barbecue smoking elates himself, I mean, it's just kind of, hopefully no casualties get caught up in it, but it's natural selection.
Mother Goddess. And then the best place to buy it is Pokodai. वहाँ पे comparatively fresher जो flowers है वो आपको मिल जाते हैं. फिर हवन सामग्री के लिए I went to Om India, the best ones, and then came home and set up the entire place. You have to make sure that you use this foil to save your carpet and other things. I do this.
Why wouldn't you take it outside?
Havan because I do sadhana during this 9 days of Navratri.
We have housing crises in Canada. We have a big fucking problem with how people my age are basically never going to be able to own a home in Canada. But don't worry, if you got here 10 minutes ago and they gave you a house, you could just start fires in the middle of your living room. Whatever, look, it's for some religious shit. Fuck you, Whitey, just accept it.
This is how Lake Louise, India, Canada looks like.
Yeah.
Excuse me? What's wrong with culture?
Goa vibes, that's great. You know, the only Goa vibes I really want in my life is the psychedelic music, but other than that, I think I'm good. I love the people that are in support of shit like this. They always claim that it's multiculturalism. It's not multiculturalism, it's monoculturalism. If I wanted to go to Goa, India, I would fucking go there. I would go there and explore and embrace the wonderful elements of their culture. Because I'm not a woman and wouldn't get immediately giga-raped when I go there. But also because, hey, you know, I appreciate the fact that every culture is different. I don't really want every culture to be turned into a mono-slop gray.
And now remember, this is coming from a country where French is also like their official language. So they have to have a French label on every damn thing, even in a place where it's possible where no one speaks a fucking lick of French. I remember stand-up comedians were legitimately worried that they would have to learn French and do their set twice, once in English and once in France, because they were like fucking pushing laws, like making sure every media needs these two languages fucking represented. It's like, I already got to deal with that.
I don't really want there to become here. I would prefer to preserve here. They leave India because India has no opportunities, and then they come to Canada and they decide, you know what we should do? We should make this place a little more like home. You know, I don't really want Canada to have the same problems India has, though. And it's not just Canada. There's videos from fucking Japan of Indians that just got there trying to eat ramen bowls with their hands.
Why? Why? Utensils is like the first thing we invented is fucking monkey people.
Just scooping the fucking noodles out. I don't really want every location in the world to look like a Tim Hortons particularly. I like the idea of traveling around the world someday. I would love to go see other locations. But if they're all going to basically be what Canada is now, then what's the point? Canadian supermarkets have to lock up ghee because Indians keep stealing it.
Now, mind you, my hot take is I do not want Canada to become part of the United States. I want them fucking nowhere near us, separate but equal, because Ian Jomha is there. We don't want him back.
Sidra, is it true that No Frills has been locking up their ghee products?
Yeah, it is, and people are not happy. You can check out the full story on nowtoronto.com.
Also, like, everyone's gonna simp for those French Canadians, and we all have to speak French in fucking the United States. That's how that's gonna work.
But what is ghee, and why is it being locked up?
Ghee is clarified butter, and it's mostly used in South Asian recipes. It's being locked up behind glass cabinets by some No Frills locations. The company says it's because they've been getting stolen a lot more recently. But some people are not happy. A lot of people on social media are saying that the move was racist, saying that other spreads and sauces were not locked away.
Yes, it must be racist that they have to lock.
Is it racist that the Tide laundry pods get fucking locked up in the razors?
Up the ghee. It must just be racist. Gee, I wonder if the people that are stealing the ghee happen to be stealing any other products around the store. No, just the ghee, mostly used for South Asian recipes? Oh, that's crazy. So they don't have to lock up the Classico spaghetti sauce then, is what you're telling me. No need to lock up the Clubhouse gravy mixes, I guess. Just the Just the ghee used primarily for Indian cooking. It must be racist. That's why they're locking up the ghee. Indian trucker given $2,000 fine for fiery crash that killed 2. Do you realize how fucked it is that somebody...
Now we're here to compare content. I remember the time that Ian was talking about a fucking crash that killed like a hockey team, a fucking little kid fucking hockey team. And Anissa came and she was like, yeah, the driver was white, so he got no time. And, you know, people in the chat are thinking, that doesn't sound right. You don't kill a bus of kids and get away with it. It was like the driver was Indian and he's getting the life in prison, no parole, none of that. Might get the death penalty, actually. But fucking, it's just like, can we believe that Anissa talked with full authority about something she doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about?
Involved in the court system in Canada decreed, you know what, yeah, these 2 citizens of our country were worth $1,000 each. You don't get life in prison, you don't get a week in prison, you get $1,000 fine for each person you kill.
This is what I fucking hate about Canada and why I don't ever believe that fucking other grass is greener shit. Like I said, I've seen several documentaries that's, you know, the opposite of ours. It's always like, look at these poor criminals and how we treat them in evil America. Canada's documentaries are like, people don't get fucking punished enough around here. A lot, like, they do not believe in the death penalty in a lot of provinces. They don't do that. And there was this horrible serial killer that went to Canada to hide out, and America was gonna put him to death because he killed tons of fucking people. And Canada wasn't gonna extradite him because they felt it was wrong to send someone to their death. And if you got psychiatric problems, they let you right the fuck out. If you want to see criminals fucking do their time and be put away, Canada is not for it. Flawed justice system.
Like it's a fucking video game. Oh, but he's on probation now. Yeah, he's on 18 months of probation. Do you think we could get him to go on probation back home? Is there any chance in the world that we can send this engineer back to India, where he can undergo probation there?
No, this is Donald Trump talk. You're not allowed.
And maybe stay there? This guy's just enriching our country so much, you know, it's obviously he has to be here. A tweet from Mark Carney here. Canada has the 2nd largest Sikh community in the world. During this Sikh Heritage Month, we celebrate the generations of Canadian Sikh women and men who have...
Can't believe Carrie Fisher faked her death and then showed up in this picture.
Contributed to our shared prosperity, strengthened our communities, and helped build a stronger Canada. Now, anyone who's actually lived around Indians in Canada, such as myself, knows that they haven't necessarily built a stronger Canada, not all of them. A lot of them are just interested in building an enclave for people like them to hang out. Oh, sure, but when...
That's the thing, this enclaves is where Minnesota and everything goes wrong. There's a lot of immigrants who live here, and it's just not really this way. They're going to the same schools as everybody else because they're really nice schools. It's a wealthy city, so, like, you're better off going public school system in some fucking cases. And they all get Americanized very fucking quick, because it still doesn't matter what religion's who, or who comes from what land. Who's got the better Nikes? That's an international language, and that becomes priority.
I try to do that, it's a hate crime, alright. They will put street signs in their language, they will open businesses that are exclusively in their language for all of the signage. Sikh politicians will come along and do press conferences and shit where they speak exclusively in their language to their people. And to be honest with you, it was already pretty obvious the way things were going.
God, that is so cringe when fucking Frey from the Minneapolis mayor does that shit. It hurts my heart.
Back in 2007 when I was in school in a highly Indian location. The idea that you see of like a fucking Marvel movie or whatever where Miles Morales is walking through downtown New York and there's Mr. Prabjot and he waves to Miles and all of this shit. That's just not real. The fact of the matter is Indian culture is pretty fucking racist. By and large, they don't really like people that look like me. They don't...
What? Oh my god. My liberal self. The only reason you think it's racist is because of how the white people, like, put that fear-mongering in your head. They're all great people that are like the people from Encanto House. You know, they're brown, so they were oppressed somewhere, and they're all trying to make it to fucking haircut school to provide for their 16 children. That's what we always That's what I did in my leftist days. You just make up a fucking fake person who doesn't exist.
Don't really necessarily have any respect
Tell
for
their
Canada
tale,
or
and that's
Canadians.
all of them.
And when you see every Canadian politician dressed up like an absolute fucking clown, like this, you start to get an understanding for why that might be. And here we have what you can expect from Tim Hortons in Canada in 2026. This absolutely delicious looking meal that appears to have welded some of the cheese onto the tortilla. The egg's in there, but it doesn't look like it wants to be. The patty's also there, and it's like half of one. It kind of looks like two Joy-Cons that just got thrown in there. We got this too from Tim Hortons. It appears to be some kind of attempt at a bacon cream cheese bagel. I like the way that the cream cheese has been smeared over the hole in the bagel, and the bacon...
One of the things India is known for is their food. Can we at least try at the Tim Hortons job, please? And like, most of the base Indians that I know, and I hope that this doesn't sound racist to say, but they're fucking gas station owners because they're fucking smart. And I'm talking, I've known these people for like 20 years of my life because they own all the gas stations. My small Indiana town, white people are just not entrepreneurs there. It's the Indians, the Filipinos, and the Mexicans that run most of the businesses, and they all do a banged up job and believe in customer service. They never
appears to just be kind of in there. This is one of the saddest images I've ever seen. Well, sorry for the abrupt change of clothing and beard, but I just felt a sudden desire to get clean for some reason, and I really don't know why.
Found a funny Facebook page called Troll Canada. They're going into a Tim Hortons, and there's a white guy working at the Tim Hortons. And so this guy said, time to whip out my camera because this is a rare sight.
Now, do you think he really ate the hair? Does this go back further than the marriage to Anissa?
Suspicious.
I will say, if you're a grown-ass man recording these Tim Hortons employees fascinated by their white skin, I think you might be a little bit sick. I think you might need help.
Stop being fucking racist, Ian, I swear to God. I've had my leftist pearls this whole time.
Hey, how's it going?
Fucking stretching
Not
them.
bad. This is Tim Hortons, right? Yep. Yeah, just making sure. It's a little bit different than the other locations I've been to.
I know, right? Holy shit.
Aw, dude, get this. We have Tim Hortons here in Michigan. Sometimes white people are working there, too.
Dude, what the fuck is that? It's different. Yeah, we only hire white here. I love when Tim Hortons employees look like they want to end it all. It makes the coffee taste so much better.
Is this what we do, empaths? We fucking bully and make fun of fucking minimum wage fucking fast food workers? That what we're doing with our time now? Okay.
I'm not gonna bore you guys with the racist comments. It's all the shit you've heard before.
Now, why on earth are so many Canadians leaving to the United States? Let's look at some facts, shall we? The Fraser
Shit.
Institute
Oh
has...
my god. My dumbass immigrated here.
Oh my god, a narrative that challenges mine in my video that I put on my YouTube channel. Oh god. Ooh, I asked it already. I'm on loop. I'm broken. I know what happened.
When everyone's leaving Canada? Dipshit alert.
Food prices are up over 20% since 2020. Canada's GDP growth and economic growth is the worst in the G7. The USA has the best. Unemployment right now is 6.9%. The average house price in a normal town like Kitchener-Waterloo is over $800,000. The average house price in a good town in Texas is like $250,000. It looks like this.
That. You could live in Texas for $250,000.
Why is he acting like he didn't get a 1997 Toyota Corolla on fucking credit card? Because things are bad for him right now.
But you go to freaking Kitchener-Waterloo and it's $850,000? 850,000 Canadian dollars to live in Kitchener for this schlubby house? Look at this piece of shit house. And it's
honestly, Burger Andy put on a better performative. I take it back. I would take it back. I lied earlier when I said Ian was better.
Only 5,000 square feet. By the way, you guys might be confused where Kitchener is. It's right here, right? This little area next to this irrelevant town called Toronto. I don't think I've ever heard of any of these places.
Whoa. I'm disgusted.
Lake Ontario, Lake Erie, Lake Huron. This
is the Great Lakes of your own country, you stupid motherfucker. Where are you from?
This is like the center of a bunch of puddles of mud. What is this gross area where no one would want to live? Now look at this one. 2,000 square feet in Houston, Texas. You get to be right near this awesome lake called Sheldon Lake. Definitely
Let's pretend they're not in fucking debt and they're not poor and they're not fucking living with relatives. This is kind of wealth flexing, isn't it? Once again. Hypocritical.
Named after the popular show The Big Bang Theory.
Tim Hortons just announced it's going to hire 10,000 Canadians. They're going to bring back the Canadian workforce. Bring in more people from China and India. Banks. Everyone's Chinese and Indian and everything. There's white people, Canadians, begging for money. You don't see any Chinese homeless or Indian homeless people?
It's almost like Tim Hortons is like fucking paying them less or something. I think something needs investigated.
And then,
yeah, dude, there's no Chinese or Indian homeless.
So we need to bring in the whole third world into this country. 95% of this country was built by Christian hands. Tim Hortons wouldn't exist without Christian hands, right?
Oh my god.
95% of this country was built by Christian hands. Tim Hortons wouldn't exist without Christian hands, right?
This is another piece of Canadian knowledge. I don't know if you guys are aware of it. It's called roll up the cup. And there's a little rim. When you roll up the cup, it will reveal...
But like, even if he's brainwashed and all this shit, how does he edit this video, watch this back, and tell himself, this is good today? That sometimes is the comedy of user stuff, but when it comes to Ian, it's fucking dark and terrifying.
A Bible quote. It'll say things like, Jesus is awesome sauce. Christian.
Like, this is why I do the Sunday school streams. These people have made me into Christian simps, because I feel like whatever side they're on is the wrong side of something.
Christianity for the win. All sorts of cool sayings like that that gets Canadians into the spirit of Christianity. It built this nation, honestly. Roll up the Christian cup, built.
Our laws are based on like fucking commandments and shit. Now there was morality before the Bible and fucking laws and shit. This is true. But like Christianity inspired the original lawmakers, Quakers, Puritans, history, this, that. So it is an ignorant statement just to be like, that's dumb and not true. That Ian and ignorant, you know?
The nation of Canada.
Yeah, so Tim Hortons now is hiring 10,000 Canadians. I thought Canadians don't want to work in fast food. You see how they're playing you? And they're playing you with everything?
Yes, they are playing us. We communicated to them aggressively that we don't like these immigrants working at our Tim Hortons. And so when they announce that they're giving the real Canadians jobs, that makes me angry because they did the thing that I wanted them to do.
Tim Hortons, it's too late. You've destroyed your brand. And your competitors know.
Oh my god. Okay, I was joking before about like mentioning Tim Hortons or any of that shit. Tim Hortons has gone down in quality over the years. But apparently it's part of the politics. The dial.
Okay, that was a joke when it served his jokes and his purpose. Remember when I said him and Deadwing were aligned on this? No! Because we need to take whatever side the people you don't like is saying.
Dialogue around Tim Hortons in Canada, I guess, is an indication of where the country's at. Like a recession indicator, or maybe it's an Alberta independence indicator.
They know you.
I want to, like, stab his head, but listen, not in like, I want to kill a person, because he's already dead. He's the Walking Dead. He's a fucking zombie, a walker. This thing has no more intelligent thought. If we keep it around, it's gonna fucking bite someone, and then that's gonna be a whole fucking thing, and then Canada will truly be lost. I want to put it out of its misery, but I can't.
You've destroyed your brand. You could try to open up all these new stores all you want. It's not going to change the fact that you have bad service and a bad product. Someone in my comments told me they ordered a breakfast sandwich and got half of a sausage. How does that even happen?
Yeah, how does that happen? Fast food places are like known for having the best service. They're literally the top tier. On the bottom, it's like fine dining, and then it's like maybe Chili's, and then it's fast food.
You see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
And Duncan is about to bury you.
Tim Hortons, you're fucked. Duncan's coming to drop that big old fucking cock and balls on your head, and they're gonna...
Oh, what is that from fucking Ian? Some American pride there? You come to this fucking country, Canada. Tim Hortons is a Canadian company. And you are praising an American company, take them out. And then you're gonna turn right around and be like, America bad. Bro. You're fucking Shinra Corporation. I don't know.
Splooge on you. Okay, I think I'm figuring it out. However I'm feeling, I should tie it back to how shitty Tim Hortons is.
Well, guys, I mean, I've known that this Indian invasion of Canada, it's all over the country. It's mainly in Toronto.
Oh, bro. Deadwing's gonna get called a fucking liar. He's gonna get proven wrong with points and fucking logic, bro.
Brampton, but
I can't believe racist Canadian Post Malone is angry about Indians in Calgary. What the fuck?
It's getting scary to see how much of them are going everywheres now. It's not just Toronto and it's not just Brampton anymore. Now these motherfuckers are in the small towns and they're not bringing anything positive.
I'm sure Ian's just gonna assume his neck tattoos are all Nazi fucking shit, even though it's probably not even legal in Canada.
To our country.
It's all from the same script. They're not bringing anything positive. And your evidence is what exactly? That you don't...
Hot take, white boys, for former White Boy Wednesday. Don't do the neck tattoo, even if it's a sick design. Someone's just gonna say it's bad and evil.
Like roti?
And they're not bringing anything positive to our country.
What about their...
Fucking destroyed! Throw away everything, Deadwing said. There's a fucking food that Ian likes.
Entire person. What about them as human beings? Because the interesting thing about human beings is that we work and we form relationships and we contribute to things with our trade and our money and our labor. What happens to this guy when he, I don't know.
Thank you. This has been interesting because I knew he put out a video in Canada and I was like, that's gonna be too fucking stupid. But I'm like, nah, this is perfect in comparison to Deadwing's because it's like just the polar fucking opposite. But he does it. When the fuck has he left this room? What the fuck does he know about Canada? He hasn't left.
No, he sits on his balls wrong and he gets testicular torsion. Are you gonna be picky when the doctor is Indian and he solves your testicular torsion needs? Or are you gonna say, nah, sorry dude, these are white balls. Only a white doctor can do this.
They're taking opportunities from you, me, our friends, our family.
Interesting, he could have looked at Deadwing's video or a Think Before You Sleep one on the state of Japan. Interesting that he chose fucking TikTokers on his fucking feed.
Emily?
This sounds like a you problem. You speak the language. You have been given a lot of opportunity already by being born here. And if you're not leveraging that, that's kind of on you. Or cry about it. You can cry about it.
Posting his own L's. What's the surprise anymore?
That's an option.
How much of them are coming in, and they know that they're gonna soon, they're gonna overpopulate us in our own country, and that's gonna be the true downfall of Canada. And I'd say it's gonna happen very soon, within the next 5 years max.
Wow, bold prediction. 5 years. 5 years max.
Why are you posting these in your own video? Why?
Start breeding. You can create more white babies. That's the most important thing, is more white babies. I think I've learned a lot today from Facebook, and I think you guys have learned a lot today from me. Congratulations.
Okay, so Ian's Facebook feed versus Deadwing putting sources and fucking articles and clips. He gave us his Facebook feed.
More educated on Canadian culture, so leave me a big thank you down in the comments. Also, leave me a sorry. I'm so sorry. Practice your Canadianisms. Sorry for your big muscles. Sorry.
I just got back from my lobotomy. You can finally enjoy idubbbz content again. That's the yogurt effect. I hope you upgrade to save the squirrels. 8K, 87K views on a 7 million subscriber channel. Pack it up. As a Canadian myself, I was most upset by calling it roll up the No, you should have been upset by more. Gone are the days of actual humor on this channel. At some point, isn't there so many negative comments they can't even fucking moderate this anymore? On the contrary, war crimes is very well known in Canadian pastime. That true?
Hell, here you have one where a guy was sexually assaulting an international student. Not even other immigrants are safe from immigrants. Judge says colonization a reason for indigenous man getting reduced sentence for choking a toddler. A 33-year-old indigenous BC man who choked and kicked his girlfriend's vulnerable and defenseless 2-year-old son.
See, now, I thought the way things were supposed to work is that we're all equal. Even if you're not born here, once you're a citizen, we're all equal, so we're all equal to, like, get our asses kicked by the cops when we break the law. That our elected officials, the olden days and newen days made. I thought that was how it was supposed to work, so race would never even fucking be a thing. That was just crazy, I guess.
Last summer has been sentenced to 6 months in prison for 2 separate assaults, both of which were captured by a nanny cam in the child's room. In her recently published sentencing decision, Provincial Court of BC Judge Tamara Golinsky said that while the man was not raised with a traditional upbringing, doesn't have status, and neither he nor his immediate family were impacted by state actions such as residential schools, even the dissociation with one's past and
Think they stand for the Canadian national anthem, the home and native land. Gosh, they're probably gonna change that, because that's too fucking ableist or something. Because that's not native land unless you're indigenous, so you as a fucking white shouldn't be saying that.
Cultural heritage is a negative consequence of colonization. As such, his indigeneity was given some weight as a mitigating factor when she gave him concurrent 6-month sentences on charges of choking and assault earlier this month. Listen, guys, he was so indigenous he couldn't help himself. I really do like this, like, reverse racism, sort of infantilization, belittling thing that white people love to do at the expense of—
No, you see, we feel sorry for him, because clearly in order to do something so barbaric, he must have been possessed by his native ancestors, because his dad was probably an alcoholic and beat him every day, and he had a hard life like that Jesse Pinkman from the TV show. I made a whole character in my head because fingers in my ears, I don't want to believe that bad things are possible, and my narrative might be wrong, but you know, remember that time that Amos Yee was a fucking wanted to defend having sex with babies and like got caught with CP after everybody fought for him to fucking be a US citizen because he was talking shit about the Singapore fucking government, and he was in trouble there, and then he got deported and no one fucking cried about it. No one.
Other white people, but also at the expense of the people that they're claiming to care so much about. They treat these fucking people like they're children. Oh, he just didn't know any better. He was too colonialized. You know, I think he's 33. He probably could have made his own.
I still love that. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I've lost a birth certificate several times in my life. I go to the fucking county clerk thing, and you can do this online now and say, hey, I lost my birth certificate. Here's my ID to prove I exist. Here's $10, and they give you one. What the fuck is this leftist argument that Hispanics and black people are too stupid to get a birth certificate? They just go to the hospital where they were born like any other or get their citizenship papers. I assume at the BMV would be enough to get registered to vote. Why is this so difficult? African Americans are African Americans. They're from here. They have a birth certificate. They were born in a hospital, presumably, unless we're implying that black people are born in the fucking forest and raised in the air like Simba up in this bitch.
Decision about that. We're not trying him as a minor. He's not unfit to stand trial, but He is brown, so he is probably not that responsible. How could he have known? He's just brown. You would think that some leftist eventually would notice this or care, but there is this just like prevailingly toxic and racist shit. Look, he didn't know any better. His IQ is 46 and he can't read and he's from Sudan, okay? He's on speakerphone in public all day talking to his 7,000 relatives from back home because he can't answer the breakfast question. And it's racist that you think he should, Chud. A Haitian-born man from a black, self-governing country for more than 200 years pleads guilty after stabbing an RCMP officer in the head 3 times.
Shouldn't the way this works is, like, the way it works in the US is if you kill a fucking cop, it's done. The FBI is rolling out. SWAT is rolling out. You are not getting away because it sends a message. You don't kill cops. It'll never work for you. You're getting put away for life. You're getting put in the fucking handcuffs of the cop you killed. It's over. Are you telling me Canada isn't the same? This is how law enforcement works in every country, I believe. Everyone's got each other's back, so no one knows to fuck with you.
Canada's response is to delay sentencing for a race and culture assessment, as if US slavery or Jim Crow explains why he attacked a Canadian cop in Moncton. Judge Claude Hache agreed to having what is known as an impact of race and culture assessment done.
Canada didn't do slavery! How the fuck are people a victim of fucking white nationalist racism up there, can I ask?
For this case. Mascari is originally from Haiti. These assessments were introduced in Canada in 2021 and are used to inform sentencing judges of systemic racism and disadvantages faced by black offenders. It is also amazing how much we are just like influenced by American fucking hysteria. Yeah, I'm sorry, there hasn't been a great long lengthy history of Canadians mistreating black people. I'm sure it's happened. I'm sure there's like...
Yeah, I figured. And I always think that when someone from another country says the N-word, does it really fucking mean anything to them? Because there's no history of it there. It's an American-specific word.
2 guys that were affected by it, but I don't think it's nearly as bad as it's ever been in the United States. Weren't we where they were going in the fucking Civil War? I thought the Underground Railroad took people to Canada. Regardless, that sort of thing might be even remotely relevant. Probably not still, but it might be even remotely relevant.
I don't remember any Rodney King fucking riot situation stories ever coming out of fucking Canada.
In a discussion of black people that are actually from here that break the law. When did we ever fucking do anything to anybody from Haiti? Why are judges having to take into account the historical colonialist blah 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 regarding Canadians?
What happens is Canada's responsible for everything France did. Because guess what? Guess who else colonized things?
Haitians. The further you dig into this kind of course-correcting anti-racism thing that people do, white people do, yeah, it is almost exclusively racist in its own way, isn't it? It's infantilizing, or it is just kind of like, whatever, he's kind of dark, we probably did something to him and his people at some point. Judge gives lenient sentence so trucker can dodge deportation after fatal Ontario crash. Deportation would be...
Now, I do believe they were worse to their natives than we were. But... he said my ancestors say, get good. Do mafia tactics on the river, then what?
A disproportionate result to the crime which this sentencing hearing is addressing, said the judge. I believe that literally means that the judge decreed that deportation is worse than death. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't want to go there either. Like, fuck, that would be worse than death for me. But let's move on from the hell world dystopia in which we live to laugh at some gay clowns. And by gay clowns, I of course mean the NDP. More from the 2026...
Here we go. I thought this was the party that's going to become the ruling class. I mean, the Democratic Socialists of America are getting their W's in. This is the Canadian version.
NDP leadership convention. A young woman wearing oversized keffiyeh makes an impassioned speech against involvement in the Iran conflict, but is quickly rebuked and reprimanded for misgendering the chair, who self-identifies as non-binary.
My name is
I hate to say this. I kind of got suckered in by this, but I don't know what non-binary means. I know what lesbian means, I know what gay means, I know what bisexual means. And then questioning. Doesn't questioning cover everything? I don't know.
My pronouns are she, they. I'm from Ontario. Hello, bonjour.
I'm really appreciating this elderly white guy who's sitting here and is probably just like, oh my god, is this what the NDP led to?
I really feel like this is a lot of people who didn't do a good job raising their kids, and this is how they fucking get the guilt out.
Oh my god. He looks so confused and lost.
Canada cannot and will not be part of the legacy of blood.
You love this guy here with the fucking mask. It's 2026, buddy. I don't think...
That's right, though. Why is no one else calling this out? Canada doesn't... What did Canada do to these countries? When's the last time Canada, like, yeah, they're probably in the Middle East, but like in a major fucking war that was deciding shit. World War II, probably.
You need to wear the mask anymore, it's fine. You're at the most far-left, insanoid gathering of psychos that you will ever find.
They've been giving billions to Ukraine as well. What are they doing?
That week in Canada, and I don't see anybody else wearing the mask. You could take off the mask, buddy. I don't think the coronavirus air is gonna get you anymore. It's fine.
This is a no-question debate. I call this question, Adam and Chair.
That's not fucking funny. Taylor Lorenz has long COVID. That guy probably is that. This guy back here don't look pleased to be here. He's bored.
Definitely an impassioned speech, and I agree, we shouldn't be getting involved in some other fucking desert country's problems. We should just not worry about that at all, frankly. I agree, lady.
Your point's quite well made, Speaker. I'll again thank delegates not to call me...
Base? Base? Finally, someone saying it like it is, a desert country. God, everybody be acting like this is your first Middle East conflicts. We were at war with like fucking 5 of these bitches back in my day.
Madam Chair, Madame la Présidente, I'm a non-binary person. My pronouns are they, them, and their. Chair is sufficient.
Why is this woman an elf? Leave aside why she's pretending she's not a woman, but why is she an elf? What the fuck do you have to do to get ears like that? Bitch looks like Gollum with a looks max jaw. And just because you're heckin' non-binary or whatever, why do you have to have the gay-ass haircut? Why can't anybody who's a
Yeah, it's very Hitler-esque, I say.
Gender special just look like a normal person? It's like, you're never going to look like a normal person because of your face and your ears, obviously. But like, what the fuck is that haircut? I guess these people are just kind of like, well, I'm already some kind of bizarre, degenerate weirdo. Might as well, in for a penny, in for a pound. You probably want to be careful about looking this much like some kind of...
I really think some people are going through a phase.
Nazi, by the way. I mean, the, like, undercut with the blonde hair, it's very much giving death camps, and I mean, I know you probably want to put people like me in there, but you probably want to keep that on the down low. In case you thought I was joking, here's an NDP delegate / trans woman bitching that the equity card, which is supposed to allow one to jump to the front of the line to speak, didn't work, and a cis woman got to speak before he did.
Hey, this pertains to multiple intersecting parts of my lived experience. I'd like to speak. I was rejected when I talked.
Oh man, I wasn't prepared for how mannish the voice would be. I wonder how many games this one has the speedrun world record for.
I don't know.
Deadwing's gonna get in trouble. The morality police, the UTTP.
I hope that in the future, the federal NDP will also have a broader interpretation of the equity cards for speakers. That's all. Thank you.
The absolute fucking gong show of the NDP. The good thing is the NDP is never going to be a real political party that anyone cares about. Even in Canada, we're not fucking entertaining the NDP like they're a real party. The bad thing is, holy fuck,
Oppression Olympics has been going on since the beginning of the internet, I'll have you know.
Those ears, Dumbo, are you kidding me? But yeah, the bad thing is we never moved past the fucking progressive stack politics of Occupy Wall Street. Society will not be saved until this sort of shit is clowned on by everyone.
Uh-oh. Another person who remembers the movement that left fucking destroyed by playing this you have to be a marginalized group to speak bullshit.
Everyone can unanimously and without fear of repercussions look at this kind of shit and go, hey, maybe this is really retarded. A country cannot be sustained on platitudes and fake bullshit like this alone. It's additives. It's like extra filler garbage in your food. It's not protein. It's not nutrients, you know?
I keep thinking about that of Children of Men. I'm glad Tonto got me to watch that. That's like fucking dystopia England, fucking caging up all foreigners and shipping them out and shit. Like, but like way after they've lived there for a fucking while, it's just like down to the fucking wire. We have to worry about ourselves now. That's what's gonna happen is someone would be pragmatic, a fucking adult in the room to fix it all. And by then, it might be too late.
We need protein and nutrients for our country to grow. We don't need a bunch of fake fucking equity card nonsense to just make everything more complicated for no reason other than the bullshit pretenses of our stupid societal mandates. Why can't the NDP just have a normal fucking political conference? To be this fucking thing with the Dumbo ear.
Why the fuck did it's some kind of, I believe what's more, it's some psychological and it happened with the Puritan Christians. The constant need, like, it was already a Christian country. Same for Canada and the US, what it was founded upon and what people came here for their religious freedom. Everybody came here for religious freedom, but there just had to be that group that took the Bible to the absolute extreme. The whole point is you can never be Jesus, right? he's the greatest. You should model your life after him and don't judge those who can't be him because he's God. You can't be him. But no, the Puritans took it to another level. You need to fucking be punished every minute you're not thinking about Jesus. Like, it was just like, there's just always this group of fucking extremism that pops off and gets some kind of psychosis every time the stars align.
This must be the hardest fucking job in the world. Not because anything it's doing is actually all that difficult or complicated, but just because of all of the manufactured fake fucking social shit that it has to jump through like a fucking lion at the zoo. This whole ideology is slippery slope. You can't really make the same kind of statement about somebody who's on the right because inherently people on the right want to fucking just leave things the way they are at a certain point. If it ain't broken, don't.
Yeah, that's what I figured out about politics, guys. Left is like the accelerate, right? We need change and we need it now, wrecking ball. Because, and then you got conservative, which means stop. Slow it the fuck down. And it's like sometimes conservative party things are fine, so then they're the conservative party for way too long, and then the left gets more united, right? But then the left gets in power and all these fringe groups just show up and start doing their own thing, and then it becomes it's just a little pendulum.
Fix it, you know? Whereas this is, again, inherently an ideology about constantly seeking a new thing to progress and improve. There's literally no end to this kind of shit from the left. You look at some extreme leftists who have views about, like, fucking dogs to death or whatever, and how that's an expression of their sexuality and it's valid and shit like that. And if you don't think people like that exist, you haven't watched my channel for very.
Yeah, the rad pedo heckin' valid video of his. The enemy, it wasn't no fucking YouTube saying, oh no, Mama Max were pulling down your pedophile hunting videos because we love pedophiles. This person there was a coordinated attack, copyright strike it, from the people who are in that video.
Long. But you look at something like that, and a lot of the time the response to that is, well, that's not all leftists, and people claiming it's a slippery slope, and all of that sort of.
Oh, and then, you know, someone I mentioned today, Huimin, the fucking Destiny Nuxtaku fucking op fucking A-logger, that's who was trying to start beef over this shit. His video in his stream, you see the logs. He's not making shit up, but Huimin just wanted to call him a grifter so he could be a big old commentary channel. Said, you gotta watch out for that fucking weird little subset over there. They're up to something.
Thing. And it's like, yeah, I'm sorry, they just arrived at the fucking conclusion before you did. Eventually there will just be no more.
I hope Destiny sues the fuck out of them. What the fuck are these people from England doing? Starting shit. It's easier to sue them there.
Lands left to conquer, an ironic turn of phrase, in terms of being a heckin' good boy progressive. And the only thing you'll have left is fucking dead people in their skulls. Maybe by that point some people will have recognized that things have gone a bit too far, but I think by that point they're the dead frog in the boiling water. New NDP leader Avi Lewis said in a recent interview that he supports permanent residency and status on arrival. Every foreign worker or international student would get PR as soon as their plane touches down. We are calling very clearly for a single-tier immigration system based on.
Do it. There's plenty of room up there. And like I said, I don't understand. If the U.S. is making concentration camps for the immigrants and we're treating them so horribly, why isn't our great neighbor to the north putting down the walls? They all voted for a deal with Donald Trump. Why don't you take his prisoners from him? Why don't you drop your border first if we're gonna do this whole open borders free country thing?
Permanent residency and status on arrival that gives rights and stability like our grandparents received when they first.
Yeah, how fucking hard is it for like someone who can keep a job for 3 months, pay their rent, not do any crimes, fast track them? How fucking hard is that? And then people who are fucking around find out, and then boom, better society for everybody and everyone's equal.
First came to this country. We need an immigration system that reunites families, welcomes refugees fleeing wars around the world, and does not create two classes of work.
Holding a job for 3 months makes them more valuable than most fucking Zoomers, quite frankly.
Well, good on you for recognizing that what we have now is a slave class of Indians, but it's always some shit like this about, oh, but think about when our grandparents were building this country. Yeah, well, our grandparents built the country, they didn't just exploit it. Everyone always likes to pretend that.
I worry about some of the children that, you know, aren't getting assimilated and stuck in the enclave because they come from countries where children's rights ain't always protected, and if you have a cop that's like, oh, I can't ask too many questions, that'd be racist. I'm afraid that this is how you get, like, underage marriages and stuff happening in even the United States.
Immigration back then is the same thing as immigration now. No, when the fucking Irish came here or whatever, they weren't just fucking plundering the land of all of its resources to...
No, because there was a civil war going on, so we put fucking uniforms on those bitches and said, go, fight slavery.
And back home. Those are people who legitimately wanted a better life for their family and were willing to work towards building something.
It's a point of, go ahead. It's a point of privilege. The microphones seem really low today. It's hard to hear everyone at the mic between the background noise and...
Don't worry, fatty, I can hear you just fine.
Hard to hear. And the closed captioning also is slower to make it hard to keep up with what's going on. Thank you, delegate. I have a hearing impairment and I'm struggling to hear the delegates, and I know that you are too.
It's telling me now that it has a...
Yeah, are we gonna say it? How the fuck does Dumbo have a hearing impairment?
Hearing impairment, everybody. Yeah, the one with the giant ears is having trouble hearing people. I think your only hearing impairment with ears like that must be that you can hear people talking all the way from fucking Spain right now.
It's a point of privilege. The closed captions for this convention are running between 6 and 10 seconds behind.
How did we... I'm sorry, measured response. Hi there, I'm a guy with a hook hand. What the fuck's up with this whole seminar of dysgenic retards? I was literally born wrong. What's wrong with bro's voice? Did the paisley shirt make him gay and do this to his voice? Or like, what's the process of things?
It brings up a fair point. Everybody here does seem quite able-bodied. Where's the handicap representation? He was, I believe, born that way. He didn't lose his arm, he just never had it, right? Where's his representation? Huh.
Suspicious.
I mean, if they all get their communist government, we all know the disabled go first, because they're just a born net negative, so, you know, maybe they're not invited to the party.
Here.
So it's just a request for the chairpersons to be aware, and that when you move to a vote, I'm still reading the debate, so if we could just take a little pause, that would be appreciated. Okay.
Clap, snap, snap.
Because they're not allowed to clap.
Yeah.
Because there's too many...
Don't say that about Deadwing. That's disgusting. Don't compare any man to Vosh. Vosh looks like he... Oh god, Big Lebowski. Like, Vosh thinks he's the Big Lebowski, but he's not.
Many people's sensitive feelings, ears.
You know, and that's the thing, is like fucking 10 years ago, there was that event, I don't even remember what it was, but there was that thing that people...
It was the DSA!
Were like instructed to do jazz hands instead of clapping, and the overwhelming response that I always saw to that was either, it is happening and it's a good thing, or it's totally not a thing anyone's actually doing and that's blown out of proportion. We can see in real time, a decade later, the fact that people actually do that shit. Why do you think Prajesh from India is decided to come here and take us all for a fucking ride? Maybe it's because of fucking videos like this. Maybe it's because none of them have any respect.
No, dare I say, Deadwing looks like Pat from Two Best Friends if he was a bit attractive.
For us. And why would they? I don't have any respect for us. They don't respect themselves. If I was a third worlder who crawled out of my shit pit one day and took a break from scamming people on my phone to look at a video of the type of people that I'm scamming, I would probably also not think very highly of Western society, would I? Even in this country, no one will vote for the NDP. Maybe it's because the white man who used to run the party was the only thing that ever gave it any legitimacy. Now, there's been a lot to say about the state of things in Canada today. But an important thing to take note of is the state of our economy. Over 5,000 young Canadians
I mean, it was founded by the French. What the fuck you want from them?
line up for Calgary Job Fair as desperation grows. One young man says he has sent 100 applications and not heard back. Yet the Carney government will approve 230,000 new forest.
As far as I know from our history learning, why the fuck does we act like the Mayflower and the Pilgrims is such a goddamn big deal? They came here to the free world to escape shitty-ass England, but the French were already here. Why don't we ever get their point of view? It's like literally, you know, French and the British have their thing. It's not good enough to have a war right fucking next to each other. They gotta bring it abroad everywhere they go. They just drew a line through it. Said French up there, decent people down here.
And worker permits this year at the behest of the business lobby. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand announces that Canada will be sending Sudan.
And you might be saying, what? You're saying the United States is decent versus Canada? You just said they don't have such a history of racism. Well, most of the racist or Appalachia people, the Midwest was not about that shit. And Appalachia people grew out of the mountains.
$120 million new funding. Every single penny is new debt on top of record deficit. while record Canadians are using the food bank. When will they care about the humanitarian crisis in Canada? Maybe that's the secret. We just need to make Canada be like 97% brown people, and then they'll consider it a priority.
Today, our government is announcing more
I thought they were.
than $120 million in new funding to support the people of Sudan and neighboring countries. Canada is gravely concerned about the worsening humanitarian crisis.
I guess it just kind of cuts off there, but yeah, we're gravely concerned about the worsening humanitarian crisis. Hey, question, you're the Foreign Affairs Minister, right? You must have some idea of how much it usually helps when Western countries send millions of dollars over to Africa or whatever. That usually works out great, right? That's why they're all flying around in rocket ships over there. Frankly, even if that money was going to the thing that it's supposed to be going to and not like local woman-raping warlords or whatever, why the fuck should our money go there? Why? 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 There are
That would be an unpopular take, because currently on Twitter, they're still trying to say you said is responsible for all these deaths, but we saw what you said was for. It wasn't for anything useful. So, like, wouldn't any of them get destroyed in a debate? Where's the community notes? I'm confused on this, and what does it have to do with no rap music coming out this year? Why are you doing this, Canada? We already foot the bill on a lot of this shit.
just want to claim that they're so, you know, they're so heart bleeding. They just care so much about everyone else. They're so selfless and they just want to help all the time. Meanwhile, I'm just sitting here like, yeah, I'd also love to help. There's a lot of people around here to help, actually. Maybe we should focus on helping some of the people from Canada. And then once everybody here in Canada has a house and we have a 0% unemployment rate and a 0% homelessness rate, maybe then we can start sending some money over to Ungubongu, Africa, or whatever the fuck. Government of Canada taking action to support rural employers under the Temporary Foreign Worker Program. Announced on the same day that Canada posted the largest decline in full-time employment since April 2020, and when youth unemployment hit 14%. If you're a young person,
I would rather take Canada immigrants in right now. It sounds like they need help and they would appreciate it.
Person who feels like this government is trying to screw you.
Send the white women there in exchange.
Trust your instincts. In January, February, and March, 37,121 Canadians filed for insolvencies, amounting to 17 Canadians filing for insolvencies every
Why do they call it that? That's depressing.
hour. The latest OECD forecast shows that Canada will be last in GDP per capita by 2030 among 40 OECD countries.
Bro, Austria is kicking your ass. And didn't Italy, like, have a whole bunch of problems? Where's fucking Greece? Dude, Korea's richer than Israel. It must be those fucking MMOs. Bro. Dude, Greece's GDP crashed, like, not long ago. Oh, that's bad.
Below the OECD average. Yep, just down there below every other civilized country, and some non-civilized ones. I see Italy's on there. Our government and its bootlickers would love you to believe
Got him.
that Canada is thriving, that Canadians are thriving. Everything's going great here.
It's true! Who's been selling me Canada propaganda? I always thought it was better and healthcare's free and everybody there's super fucking polite. But then I had a can of Labatt Blue. No. I'm sorry, I'll take my domestic fucking Bud Light fucking beer over what the fuck are they doing up there? I bought that Labatt Blue because I thought I was supporting Canada in their time of need where they were getting tariffed. That's the timeline of when I'm at a fucking still quite a liberal level, right? But then I drank the beer and I second-guessed all my fucking thoughts.
For some reason, there's like a record high number of people who are claiming that this is the best place that we've been in for years as a country. They want you to believe that, but there's absolutely no fucking evidence to prove that at all. You know, they'll talk a big game and every now and then...
I dreamed of living in a Canadian city, but it was a dream. I knew that would never be affordable and I'd have to have a good job and I'd have to put in effort and shit. Like, I knew it was unattainable. There do be some people that act like they're entitled to this, though. Like, I want to visit Vancouver. I'm not gonna fucking live there my best liberal life. I'm aware of this.
You know, as an obligatory thing, you'll get a news story that's vaguely worded in a certain way to suggest that, 100,000 new jobs were just added in the last month. And then you look a little deeper into it and you find out that those jobs are not for Canadians. Canada might be doing great as like a fucking economic zone for the WEF. If you're from Somalia, and you're here to plunder our country for resources to send back to your 700 relatives who live in a hut, then yeah, I'm sure things are great for you. And of course, you know, if you're one of the people in charge who's been given the mandate of making this happen, it's probably very profitable for you too.
Well, and if they would stop giving the fucking money to Hezbollah, you know, actual money from North America going to the fucking terrorist groups that hate North America, then they need fucking Israel so goddamn much, there wouldn't be that much of an issue and everybody'd win.
Isn't it? So yeah, for everybody...
All your fault, Minnesota.
Other than the average Canadian, things are going great here. Not that things were ever intended to go well for them. And if you want to know who's responsible for a lot of this, you can look...
Minnesota, the Canada of the Midwest.
No further than Lena Diab, the Immigration Minister of Canada.
Canada remains committed to reinforcing the authority of...
She looks like Aaliyah.
...the Lebanese government. Our Prime Minister has been clear. Canada supports Lebanon's sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Do we need to support Lebanon? Is it, like, really vital to our fucking country that we support Lebanon's sovereignty?
Oh, dude. We got a fucking hot take off the presses. We've seen Hassan, we've seen Ethan, we've seen Destiny copy CNN. But here's the real take. Fuck the Middle East, why are we supporting any of it?
Base?
Whoa!
I don't really give a fuck about Lebanon, I gotta tell you. Oh, by the way, this lady's Lebanese, just thought I'd mention that. Yeah, I kinda don't feel like it would ever matter to us that we supported Lebanon, to be honest. I kinda feel like maybe we should just support ourselves for a little bit, I don't know. You ever want somebody to molest your children in a supermarket while their parents are right next to them? You go to a foreigner, that's what I've learned recently. No one's more talented at beheading people in the streets and throwing toddlers into alligator pits at the zoo than foreigners. But second of all, man, the absolute fucking dystopian
And what the fuck was Harambe?
Nightmare that I am thinking of when this guy says to triple whatever number is in your head. And this fucking Foyd comes along to be all cheeky and go, well, there's a lot in my head. Holy fuck, we are just never coming back from this. You know, I ended the last Canada video with a whole thing about I don't think regular Canadians support this. I don't think this is what average people in Canada want. I think we're reaching a point where we will have...
Well, then how'd y'all fucking get here? You know, when crack smoking fucking, I forgot, his last name was Ford, how fucking dare I, the greatest mayor of Toronto ever, they like said, the Jerry Springer, he just smoked crack and did whatever. There wasn't these problems. Bring crack back to Canadian office?
To fucking wake up to this, the pendulum will have to shift in the other direction. I just don't even think it matters anymore. Generally, I like to think I'm fairly hope-pilled as opposed to being too doomer, but I don't know, man. Straight up, I don't think voting is what led to this.
Why you think you gotta watch users? It just reminds you people have it worse. You know, there's fucking worrying about politics and social shit. But then, what does Jay Kaiser think about Caillou this month?
I don't think it's because people just voted wrong. I don't think voting is going to get anybody out of this. Canada's political parties are all slightly different shades of the same globalist muck propaganda nonsense. And it's so demoralizing to be a citizen of Canada. It's so demoralizing to see what they're doing to our country every single day. And to know that the day is fast approaching when we won't even be able to talk about it. They're talking about banning US social media in Canada. Anyone who's starting to notice the way things are, anyone who's starting to have a problem with it, they can be nipped in the bud pretty easily with Bill C9. It could be not too long from now that I just no longer even am allowed to have a YouTube channel. Probably.
Rob Ford was a fucking hero. We got a fucking Underground Railroad fucking Deadwing over here now.
Probably a bit of a step too far to claim that Canada is becoming something like North Korea.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Hello, everyone. My name is...
You're gonna ruin your future, kid. Your parents aren't gonna teach you about fucking porn and shit. And sex. We know this. They're lazy. You're fucked. You're not gonna get the good internet. I think it was Deadwing originally said, like, I fully agree with this. Until you're the age of 18, your internet, you should be on different internet and it should redirect to coolmathgames.com. I'm all for banning the children off Discord. Sick of it.
Zachary, I'm 12 years old and I'm a member of the Youth Advisory Council for Children First Canada. 4 years ago, when the government promised
I got my internet. I don't care about the rest.
to bring in a law to protect children online, I was 8 years old.
Neopets.
Now, I'm 12.
We've been told to wait and to be patient, but we've waited far too long. Kids like me across Canada have waited over 1,700 days for protection. That's 4 years and nearly a third of my life.
No child wrote this. I mean, I think we all know that, right? I don't know who the fuck they think they're fooling with this. No kid came up with the idea themselves that they just really love internet censorship. This is literally just like a weird form of theatrical pageantry meant to appeal to people who already agree with this sort of censorship shit. They want to be able to pat themselves on the back and pretend for a few minutes.
See, even I think the censorship movement of the day, like against Eminem, against violence on TV, there was actually a lot more blood and gritty violence in the shows we grew up with. It was the WWE that fucked it up for everybody. They were trying too hard to sell and cut themselves, getting a bit too violent. I don't remember any parents bringing the fucking children out to give speeches about how much fucking The Undertaker upset them and traumatized them and they had to drop out of high school.
And it's that they want this for, like, good reasons and not to just silence dissent. But hypothetically, let's jump to the fake alternate reality where these kids actually just really love internet censorship and they decided on that and not their helicopter parents. Is it supposed to fill me with joy and patriotism that a bunch of children are out here going, yeah, we don't...
Yeah, if this was fucking if this was a conservative Republican movement in the US, so then Trump would be just all about it, because that's the party he reps. The left would spin this as, look, this is like North Korea, where the children put on parades for the dictator. Why do we act like we don't do the Pledge of Allegiance, though?
I want to know what's really happening in the world. More CBC, please! Well, I've got nearly 5 hours of footage to edit down now, so I think I'll call it here. But don't worry, folks, I've got lots more to cover about how fucked Canada is.
Well, I think we need to call it there. It's very, very clear which video was better. And that was Ian Jomha's, because he looked at the Troll Canada Facebook page and Deadwing just told us bad things about racism. There was no empathy checks here. None at all. He didn't even consider the native Ukatuka people. He didn't care. He probably fucking sees that river in Toronto every day. Doesn't fucking care. Empathy. But no, we'll do epic rap battles of history. Who won? Probably the person who had the best Tim Hortons jokes.